This is one of my merchant accounts. So right here, this is in the last 30 days. Currently, I've made $89,000. That would essentially, provided that continues month after month for a year, that is over $1 million in gross revenue. There's not net revenue. And if I can see, let me see if this will do all time as well. So all time, let's see, all-time revenue, $2,931,961. Got some refunds, they happen. Not everybody's going to be happy. But anyways, that's enough for some proof. I don't know anybody that just logs into their accounts and shows shit like this. So I'm probably crazy for doing this. And Nikki asks, what do you sell on these accounts here? This is all my agency services. And for those that are coming into the stream and watching this, I sell short form content specifically. I work with large personal brands. I've had the first short form content agency ever in existence. We've been doing this since beginning of the pandemic in 2020. The reason short form agencies exist is because, well, we created the first one. I will stake my reputation on that. Nobody can tell me otherwise, because they did not exist. Because part of the reason why we were able to get a lot of the clients that we have today is because there was nobody else doing it, which is a thing for you guys to kind of relish in. Being first to market has a sizable advantage. And everything I'm going to talk to you guys about tonight is you need to not copy anybody else. You need to model what works, but you need to be unique, or you're never going to make any money. The reason I can share this revenue right here, and we've been able to make this much money with agency services, specifically short form agency services, is because nobody was doing it. It was a blue ocean. Now it's very saturated. So to stand out, you have to do a lot of things, and it's very hard for somebody to start a short form agency right now. Like, I would never in a million years, even my worst friend, recommend anybody do that right now, because it would be very difficult because of how saturated the market is. And quite frankly, it's being copied, and it's not a good business to get into right now. It should be an addition, and you can kind of add it on later. But what I'm going to get into is kind of how to choose what you guys should attack. Nikki said, can you tell how the business clients or how you pitched when you started with not so much proof as of today? Yes, I will cover that. So let's talk about, are we on Instagram yet? No, still trying. We're about to be. Almost on Instagram, guys, because I'm about to say what I'm doing again for the people on Instagram. That's like, people come in on the lives and they're like, what is happening? But anyways, so to build a personal brand, you need a few things. I'm going to do my best to show you guys on this guy, my big whiteboard. I don't know if you guys can see this, but I drew a lot of money signs, because, if you want to make $1 million, you have to make $83,000 a month, and you have to do that for 12 months. Then you can actually, I don't even know if you can consider yourself a millionaire at that point, because you're not going to keep all that. That's what they call gross revenue. What people on the internet forget to mention is gross and net. And even myself, nobody wants to hear net, because it's not as cool. It's not as sexy. It doesn't make you sound as good. But in the reality of the business world, net revenue is actually what matters. And what that means is, it's if you make $1 million, but you spend $900,000, your net revenue is $100,000, which means you only made 6 figures. You grossed $1 million, but you only took home 6 figures. So, you want to be hyper aware of what they call your margins. And your margins are how much money you're spending to make the money that you have. And the margins that are left over is the difference. So if you're spending 30 grand a month and you're making 40 grand a month, you're only profiting 10,000. And that's what, and that's quite frankly, even if you pay yourself, which most people do not, because at 10,000, you don't really have enough to pay yourself. So with that said, $1 million personal brand. So first thing you need, so what is a personal brand right now? So you have, number one, is a big social media following. Big social following. You're not a personal brand unless you have a big following. Nobody you follow on the internet that you consider having a personal brand has a small following. Grant Cardone, big following. Alex Hormozy, big following. Patrick Bet-David, big following. Myself, big following. I would say I have a medium-sized following. Anybody, you look at, politics, you look at anybody that has a sizable following, that's what you deem a personal brand. So no matter what, You always have to be growing your following. And that's where I think people mess up, and we'll talk about that later. Number 2, you need to have a relationship with your following. This is another part. This is where the money's made. This is what they call influence. You can have the big following, but if nobody cares or gives two shits about you, maybe you just make them laugh here and there, or you post funny memes, or there's no actual person or face to the account, you're going to have a hard time making money because you need a relationship with your following. Number 3, you need something to sell them. And I say sell them, something to sell them. This should be a product or a service. And in this case, for the rest of the evening, if you're watching this, I would recommend you sell them a service, because if you're starting from scratch, a service business is, in my opinion, the easiest thing to get started. And you can charge more for it, because to make $1 million, you need to hit milestones. First milestone being $10,000 a month. I would say second milestone being $10,000 a month for multiple months in a row. Third milestone being $30,000 a month, then 50, 75, and then you're probably going to go past, 75 to 100 is probably going to come pretty quickly. And you might even blast past the 100. But once you hit that 100 area, all your shit's going to start falling apart, because to get these milestones, you have to hire people or, streamline your processes in some way. So here's a personal brand, big social following, a relationship with that following, and then you have something to sell them. Am I missing anything, Luis, on a personal brand? I'm going to reference Luis because he's behind the camera. He gets no love in the real life. You're just the guy behind the camera, Luis.
No tripod.
Human tripod. Am I missing anything, right?
Good for now.
Yeah. So let's talk about building a big following. I'm just going to put a line here. I'll erase this as it gets harder to read. So build following. Step 1, pick a platform. You cannot do all of them at once. I'll rank them in order of easiest to hardest. Easiest platform, still in my opinion, is TikTok. You can grow a following there very quickly. I built almost 3,000 followers in the last 32 days on a brand new TikTok account. Like, is that crazy? No, but in 6 months, that'll be, that will keep growing. And that secondary account that I built, I would venture to say could be over 100,000 followers. I want to consider a big following on a singular platform. When you hit around 100,000 followers, it's like something changes on your account. Something changes in the people and how they talk to you. Brands treat you differently. People talk to you differently. There's like a status involved in that. So I would urge you to pick one platform and get it to 100K and to rank them. So first, easiest TikTok. Second, I would say it's probably YouTube Shorts. Third would be Instagram. Fourth would be, I would say maybe Twitter, but I don't have much experience on Twitter, so I don't want to cloud that. I do have people and friends that make a lot of money on Twitter. And I would say number 5 would be long form YouTube. And I would separate short and long because they're completely different animals. Like, I have long form videos that do horribly, and I have shorts that have gotten 20 million views. Like, that's just the nature of the game. And, when it comes to a YouTube channel, you need both. You can't have one without the other. Now, you have to be utilizing both to some degree. So I'm going to urge you to pick a platform. Choose from that. The hardest one being YouTube. That's the grinder. It takes a minimum of a year to get traction on YouTube. I've seen people do it faster, but I would say they're unicorns. TikTok, I'll show you. I'll pull up an account for you guys and show you. I've gotten almost 2 million views on a new account. I consider TikTok the easiest platform. So pick a platform. Then you're going to start building relationships. So when it comes to picking a platform, step 2 is creating content. So create, and I say content, I'm going to say videos because I am a video guy. We make a lot of videos. I'm good at videos. If you're not good at videos, you should get good at videos, because it's significantly harder to do this without videos. Yes, and it's significantly harder to build a relationship with your followers if you do not have videos. Like, there's a reason why I look the camera directly, and it's like you look me in the eyes. Looking people in the eyes builds a relationship. It builds influence. It builds trust. This is something that a lot of people don't do, and you need to do. So create videos. So you're gonna need a mixture of videos. You're gonna need videos. So I have something called the CASE framework. CASE. I'm gonna forget. What is this C? The C is connection. Sorry, guys. I make a lot of framework. I try to make a lot of frameworks and recall this. Connection, authority. Oh, I done fucked that up. This is not a PG-13 stream. Connection, authority, social proof, and engagement. I knew that one, Louise. I knew that one. Okay, so the order in which connection means, again, you are making content that relates to your audience specifically, so you're building a bond with them. An example of this type of content would be me doing videos with my daughter, me doing videos talking about my car, me doing videos talking about hobbies and sports and things that I like. You guys see me do this all the time. I do it all the time on my page. I've made tons of videos about CrossFit. I make lots of car videos. I make lots of videos, not lots, but I do videos with my daughter now. I do videos talking about my daughter. These are things that build connection with the audience. They're also going to be some of your most broad reach videos. These usually get a lot of views because a lot of people are interested in them. That's why I have another framework, which is called the HEM framework. And this is hobbies and interests. Forgive my penmanship. Hobbies and interests, expertise, and mastery. Okay. Hobbies and interests, they fall under the connection category. They're also going to be hobbies and interests. So they stand to get a lot of reach. So you can put an arrow at the connection for hobbies and interests. Now we need authority. What authority does is it keeps building a relationship, but it also proves you know what you're talking about your certain topics, about your certain thing that you're good at. Videos about this, in my case, would be when I go on podcasts and people ask me how to make videos that get millions of views, or people ask me, how do I get my brand more attention? Or people ask me, what is the best camera for this? Those fall under the authority category, but it also showcases my expertise and my mastery. Now, expertise is anything that you've been paid to do in the past. If you've been paid to do something, you hold a level of authority over somebody who hasn't been paid to do something. So you can comfortably talk about that. It means you know enough about it to be able to share information on it. That builds authority. And then mastery is like the videos where it's like you were going super deep. Like if you understood cars to the point where you can make a video talking about how to rebuild a motor in a 92 Honda Civic, and you talked about like what oil to use, how to bore it out, how to do all these things, that is a mastery video. The expertise in the mastery videos, they usually do not get massive amounts of views, but that's okay. They're not meant for that. They're meant to build authority. They're also meant to show social proof. Social proof being you explain things well enough, people trust you. So the more you explain things, the more people trust you. And then the more people see proof of your results on other people, meaning there's a reason why I showed you at the beginning of this live stream, my revenue. You now trust me. I'm not making this up. It's there. It's proof. It's real. That is also expertise and mastery, because I wouldn't have made that money if I wasn't good at all this. So social proof, you need to be including that in your content. And then you have my favorite, which is engagement. Now, engagement content means you need to create things that force people to have reactions. This is the shit. These videos are what gets millions of views. These are usually your hardcore values and beliefs. These are usually things that you know so much about that nobody can tell you that you're wrong in any way. You need to do a mixture of all of these, okay? But if you're trying to, again, picking a platform and growing a big following, the more connection, hobbies and interest content you do, and the more engagement content you do, the faster you're going to grow because you're reaching more and more people. You're also building a relationship with them. The more, when it comes to starting to sell, that's where the content shifts of expertise and mastery, you know, and you're going to have to kind of decide how much you're going to sell, what you're going to sell, how often you're going to sell, like what platform you're going to sell on, and all that comes later because you can't. What a mistake I see a lot of people doing right now is they sell too early, like, and there's a lot of truth to what Gary Vee says when he says like jab, jab, right hook. Like if you jab, jab, meaning jab, put out content, put out content, put out content, put out content, and you only do that till you hit 10,000 followers, then you right hook at 10,000 followers, you're only going to make a certain amount of money from 10,000 people. And then eventually, you know, it's like this. It's like, let's say you have, I hope everybody's taking notes because I'm going to erase all this. And those that are here early get to enjoy this awesome ride. Actually, we'll leave that up there. Something to sell them because this is the goal of the whole stream. So if you're somebody and you have, like, let's say, Nikki, you have 50,000 followers. So statistically, at 50,000 followers, you're making videos. Let's say you're getting an average of 10,000 views per video. Those are driving people to follow you. You're probably going to, for every million views you get, you should see an average of 1,000 followers per month. That's not factoring in. So, and if anybody wants to argue with me on these numbers, we run 18 different accounts for some of the biggest influencers on the internet. So for every 1 million views equals 1,000 followers. Now, sometimes this skews if you are an attractive woman wearing gym clothes in general, you tend to get a lot more followers quickly. If you're a dude and you are jacked with a six-pack, you tend to get more followers. If you have a massive amount of money or luxury items, you tend to get more followers, at least for a certain time frame. That's why you see people do that and show that. But the average person consistently making videos, talking about things that they love, is probably going to see 1,000 followers for every million views. So if you're at right now, don't drop shit, Dre. You're at 50,000 followers, right? You probably see, you know, if you have a good relationship with that 50,000 followers, you might see a few thousand views on your Instagram stories. So we'll say, for sake of this, 5,000 views on stories. Now, and that's a good story. We all know how fickle Instagram is. Like, if you put a link in your story, you might get 500 views. Like, Instagram is not like you linking out. But how do you sell? You have to link out. Like, for me to link to this stream, I knew that my story views are going to be dog shit. So 5,000 views on your story. So you have 50,000 followers, you get 5,000 views. Every consecutive, so if story 1 gets 5K, story 2 gets 4.5, 4, 2.5, 1, etc., all the way down. And this is like how many times you post in a consecutive day. So if you're selling something and you start selling it, and they see it at 5K, cool. You might get from the 5K, let's say 100 people reach out to book a phone call with you. Let's say you're selling something that costs 5K. I don't know these numbers. I'm just statistically making these up. So you're selling a 5K. So 5K, this gets you 100 calls. Out of 100 calls, you are a savage closer, which, to be fair, not a lot of people are. 100 calls, you might, what do you think, Luis? 10 sales? 5 if they're lucky? Right. I'm going to go with 5 sales. Which is, what is that? What's 5 sales off? That's yeah, it's like no, well, it'd be 100. Yeah, it'd be five out of 100. It'd be what? Yeah, it's a 5% closing ratio. Some people, you hear them talk on video that they close at 20 to 30%. I call bullshit on that, but we'll say you sell 5. 5 at 5K, 25K. That's a great day. You made 25 grand. Then let's say the next time you post it, a lot less people watch it. Now you might get 50 people to book a call. Of those 50, you only sell 3. You made 15K. Then let's say you post again, only 2,500 people watch it. You sell 1. Now you made 5K. So over the course of this time frame, you've made 25 plus 15 plus 5. So you had a really good month. This is where most of the internet goes, I'm a millionaire. I had like an $80,000 month. But in reality, you had like what, $150,000 month. Now, the next time you go to sell this, it's going to get less. Month 2, you might make 30. Month 3, 20, 10, and then 0. And the reason for that is if you're not growing this, then the story views are not increasing. So you have to keep growing your social media following. No matter what, you have to keep growing. So I hope everybody understands this is math. Like the math does math, and it's like this for anything. That's why I'm telling you, when you sell something, if you want to make a lot of money, you should start with a service, because if you're selling something at 5K, like, don't get me wrong, if you make $50,000 in a month, and that's really good money. Like, you should pat yourself on the back and go take yourself out to a nice dinner and buy something cool for you. Like, you earned it. But just know that the next time you do it, it's going to be significantly less. It's going to be significantly less unless you're continually making those videos that get engagement, that drive views, and you're growing your following at all times. So that's kind of like, I hope that makes you realize why you have to keep having a big social media following. Now, we work with a lot of people with big followings, and the conversation is never like, how do I make money from this? It's always, I need to reach more people. Like, you have to get eyeballs. In my company, Viral Edits, the reason we can charge a lot for our services, which I charge an average of, like, we have a package for 6K and a package for 10K. The 10K package is pure performance based on millions of views every single month. And a lot of people I work with, they have this part down. They know how to build a relationship, and they also have something to sell them. So this is modeling what works. So does anybody have any questions on where I'm at so far? I know that was a lot. Or leave in the comments. Was that good? Give me a thumbs up, or make me feel good here.
Car accident care center says I'm stuck on my growth.
Well, if you're stuck on,
that just sounds like a good name. Car accidents.
Yeah, car accident care centers. That is a good name. How are we doing on Instagram? I've never gone live on YouTube and Instagram at the same time. It's first.
So, how do you get a 1 million views, 10,000 followers, 1,000 views, 5,000 followers? Make it make sense.
Say that one more time.
How do you get 1 million views and 10,000 followers?
You don't get 1 million views and 10,000 followers. You get 1 million views and you might get 1,000 followers. Like, that's the math. I've looked at tons of accounts. Like, if you're pulling more than that, you may get spikes where it's more than that. But over time, we've been doing this for 3 years. It's the bigger accounts are seeing that. Like, they're seeing for every 1 million views, whether that's 1 million views on a single video or 1 million views collectively across the whole channel.
I think he's complaining for the fact that just because you have a big following doesn't mean big views, and small following doesn't mean.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it just shows, like, we're moving into an age right now too. And I would love, people to touch on this if they want to, if they have more insights. But think about the last time you followed somebody on the internet. Like, how many videos did you have to see before you hit follow? Like, we don't follow people anymore. The algorithm just shows us what we need to see. That's why it becomes so important to continually make videos that help you grow a bigger and bigger social media following. Because eventually, I think we're going to live in a world where it's like followers is just a number. It doesn't matter. And I think we're getting there faster than most people want to admit, because people are still stuck on the vanity metrics of the numbers as far as like follower count, because that's like a trackable metric. Oh, I got this many views. I gained this many followers. They must like me. It's like, no, like they do want to be reminded of your content, but the reality is the algorithm's not going to show them your content. Like, I follow so many people that, like, half the time I follow them and I never see their content again. The reason for that is because the content that they're making is not hitting my feed because it's not getting views. So you always have to be striving to get views, and views can also be coded in getting attention. Okay, all of what I'm talking about is just getting attention to someone or something. In this case, it's a personal brand, so it's you as the something. So you always have to be getting attention to yourself.
Sam from Aruba is asking, how would you build a personal brand on a small island? I don't know if he's talking about a small island being the brand, or him living in the small island? You went to Bora Bora, so I would use that as a reference point.
I mean, if you live on a small island, you just make content about the island. Like, I mean, you can make content about whatever you want. It's just a matter of like you only need a phone or a camera and an internet connection. So if you have that, which you do because you're on the stream, like you can make videos. So it just comes a matter of like, make videos around hobbies and interests, expertise and mastery. Hobbies and interests being things that you like that have broad appeal to a lot of others. Expertise, things that you've been paid to do in the past that you're better than most people at doing, and or mastery videos are what you are doing right now to make you a lot of money. And you might not be at the mastery level yet, but that's fine. Go to hobbies and interests and expertise and keep growing.
What's your opinion on buying fake followers?
I think fake followers is like getting married. And it's like getting married to a wife you know is going to leave you and cheat on you. Because if you buy fake followers and you buy fake engagement, you can never stop buying fake engagement, because at some point somebody will notice that all of your views and all of your followers have disappeared, or they're bots and they're constantly getting cleaned out. There is an argument for faking it until you make it, as far as it's a thing where you buy enough fake engagement that the fake engagement becomes real engagement. And that math to me doesn't make sense, but a lot of things don't make sense on the internet. So I would personally recommend against it, because it harms you more than it helps you, based on the fact of it just gets your videos low engagement, because they do show it to your followers at some point. And if all those followers they're showing it to are fake, then what the fuck was the point?
Yeah, just commit if you're going to be fake.
Yeah, if you're going to be fake, be all fake. And if you're going to be real, be all real.
Shay says, I have 1,000 followers, poor engagement. I'm just a solo guy using CapCut and Auto Captions Pro. What do you recommend?
I mean, keep making videos. You got to get better. It's the only way to do it. Like, you keep making videos. You could start multiple accounts. You could try your videos on a new account, see if they'll perform better over there. Chances are that's probably not the case. But you have to.
What does he have for engagement? You can probably write down.
Okay, so if you have poor engagement on your videos, man, my marker is like. If you have poor engagement, number one, it means the videos that you're making, videos are not resonating with. They're not resonating with a cold audience, because what happens when a video is posted on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube Shorts, they immediately send it to people that don't know who you are. Every video is shown to people first who do not know who you are, and then it's shown to your followers. So if the videos you're making are getting poor engagement, they're going to people that have no clue who you are or what you're talking about. So you need to make videos that appeal to a broad spectrum of people. Videos, I don't know what I was doing there. They aren't hitting with cold audience. And guys, this is a big one. Like, I don't think people realize that. Like, when you are making videos, nobody knows who you are. Nobody has ever seen you before. The worst thing you can do in a video is reference another video, because nobody's fucking seen the other video. And they're like, what is this guy talking about? Like, so it becomes a challenge. And I'm not saying any of this is easy. It's, myself included, like, my account has had a little bit of an identity crisis lately, because I've gotten so many views and grown a sizable following, but it's all over the place. I've done a lot of videos about a lot of things. So if that's the case, which is what I had to do to grow, and that got me to almost 300,000 on TikTok, over 100,000 on IG, 50,000 on Facebook, 50,000 on YouTube. Like, so I had to do that to grow. So now it's like, okay, we got to figure it out, because the videos that I always make are not necessarily always the best for selling anything, and I don't really sell a whole lot. My whole business is based on proof of concept. You look at my page, you see me getting views, you see me working with people that get views. So that makes you trust me to help you get views. That's like my whole model. And then I sell an agency for short form content that helps people get views and attention on their stuff. So, back on this. I know I went off a tangent. So number one, they aren't hitting with a cold audience. Number two, they're probably just bad videos. And by bad videos, it's probably poor lighting, probably shitty phone or camera, shitty editing. And I say this with love. This is tough love. Like, but you get the point. So you need to work on making better videos. And what I would recommend if you're here, if you're in both of these, you need to kind of do what my friend Adley says. You need to make 100 bad videos, because by the time you make 100 videos, your videos won't be bad anymore. You will figure shit out. And honestly, if you make 100 videos, you won't have these problems anymore, because you will develop the skill of making videos that people want to watch. You know, if you make 100 videos and people are still not watching, there's probably something inherently wrong. Like, you probably are really bad on camera, and you should think about writing. And I'm sorry if that offended anybody. But so that's if you have poor engagement. So, all right. So we're going to go here. We're going to talk about building a relationship with your newfound big following that you're constantly growing. So you need to do things. So building a relationship with followers. I'm going to switch my marker. Let's go to this one. Another black marker. Black's a great color. I have something I'm thinking, but if I said it publicly, probably would get me canceled. So I just lost my train of thought. So building a relationship with followers. Building relationship. Followers. Okay. So step one, you need to be posting a lot of short form content. A lot of short form. What I mean by a lot, minimum 1 video a day, 30 videos a month. I would say if you can do it, go to 2 videos a day, 60 videos a month. So we're going to say 60 a month. Now, if you're trying to aggressively grow, a lot of these should be designed to just reach new audiences, which is where I like videos about hobbies and interests. And then that builds a connection with your audience at the same time, because all of your values and your beliefs and your personal philosophies and the fun stuff you do as a person, your family, your friends, your thoughts, your coffee, all those things are what builds a connection. Jay, make sure she gets in okay. My daughter's here with us tonight. So make a lot of short form content. Now, once you're making this, I would say at a minimum, you need to attack it for like 90 days. In 90 days, if you're doing 2 videos a day, I would start with 1 video a day and then get to where you can do 2 videos a day. So what is that? 60, 120, it's 180 videos over 90 days. So when you get to that point for 90 days, then you need to integrate some long form. I like to stream. I find streaming, and I learned this from Brandon Carter, who's a good friend of mine and a client. He streams twice a week. It's easy to stream. You don't need fancy thumbnails. You just kind of show up. Now you're going to stream to like this. I have a big following. There's only 12 people here live, but the replay of this and the clips that I'm going to be able to get from this will reach millions of people. So the stream, you got to be high energy, but I would say start streaming once a week. 1 stream a week. The phone's going up. So you're streaming once a week. This is, you don't have to do this. You can keep doing short form content. I did short form content for almost 2 years and didn't do any long form. I don't believe you need long form to build a personal brand. You can do it on short form, but the stream is going to start. It's like a podcast, only you don't rely on guests, and you get better at speaking and talking when it's just yourself and you're talking to a camera, and you build a relationship. Like everybody that's here that sees this, if you guys watch me for 2 hours, that just built a huge relationship with all the attention that I'm getting from the short form. So I do 1 stream a week. And then I would also start getting on people's podcasts. Get on podcasts. I'm getting you that, Luis.
It's like a family.
Huh?
How do you stack a family?
How do you stack a family?
Should show everybody that video.
What is it?
How do you stack your family?
How do you stack your family?
The video. My
Oh, sorry, a reference in a video we watched the other day. But anyways, get on podcasts. If you don't know how to get on podcasts, I rent a podcast studio, like find a podcast studio in your local area and have a friend talk to you for an hour. Again, you got to get used to answering questions and talking with authority. And if you can get on 2 podcasts a month, you're doing pretty well. So like get on podcasts 2 a month. If you keep doing this over and over again, you get really good at making videos. And then the podcasts that you're getting on, they're not going to be big ones to start unless you have connections. And all you need is one big podcast to really put you on the map too. Like, so, but I would say yes to any podcast. There's a lot of people locally that they get together and they do podcasts. Like being a creator is a common thing now. Like, and there are other people that want to create with other people because it's lonely being a creator. So this is kind of, and you're doing all this. So you're doing the mass short form, and then you're building the relationship with the stream every week. And you're also getting on 2 podcasts a month to build authority. Then this probably is going to take you 6 months to a year to grow to 100,000 followers on whatever platform you choose. I mean, this is usually utilizing all the platforms. And just for clarity, all the short form videos are going to go on TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, Facebook Reels. You're going to stream on YouTube, and at the same time, you either go live on Instagram. I should be live on TikTok too. Just makes sense, but whatever. We had some technical problems with that. And then the podcasts are going to be on YouTube, and then you're going to be clipping them and including them in the short form. All this together over the course of 6 months to a year, and then 2 years and 3 years. Now you're doing number 2 and you're doing number 1. You're building a big following and you're building a relationship. Now we're to the last part, which is number 3. What the fuck do you sell these people to make money?
Before you move to that one, someone's asking, can I get a buy with just auto captions or do I need B-roll?
I would only include B-roll if it's necessary to make a point, and you don't need subtitles at all. And I would recommend, I like Premiere Auto Captions works well. CapCut Auto Captions works well. I'm going to show my secondary account right now. I'm going to take, my arm needs a break from holding that really quick, guys. Apologies there. And then we're going to get into what to sell. Drop a comment, drop a smiley face if this is helpful. Because this is a lot of information I'm blasting on you guys right now. Let me pull up. So I started a secondary TikTok account a little over a month ago. Because my account wasn't getting the engagement that I liked, and I was getting upset about it. And if it's on TikTok, I'm going to share it right now, but it's Ryan Magin 6. I didn't share this at all with my Instagram. I didn't do anything with it. I just purely built this from scratch, basically. So right now it's at 2,409 followers, and you can see I posted the first video right here.
This is day 1 of getting 1 million
on May 10th. So we're literally 32 days into this account, and let's look at the views. So 7,000 views there, 997,000 on this video, 40,000, 122,000. Sorry, I have the hiccups. 96,000, 20,000. All these were less than 2K, 42,000, 259,000, 5,000, 4,000. I've only posted, was at 4, 8, 12, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 24. I posted 26 videos, and the analytics on this, let me share these with you guys. Let's see. Let me pull this up. Again, I'm big on proof, guys, so this slows the stream down because I'm talking. The whole point is to prove. I was trying to get my analytics earlier, and it was being slow. And for those on Instagram, Ryan.Magin6 on TikTok, if you want to fact check this. The analytics are like not working. But see, this is what happens when you try to prove. Somebody's out to prove me wrong. Damn you. Well, I don't know. These have been like this for the last few hours. So I was trying to get a screenshot for this to show on the stream. But as of this morning, it was about 1.7 million views, and I've gained 2,409 followers. And like I said at the beginning, at the front of this stream, you can expect around 1,000 followers per million, and that is right on point with the way that this account is growing. And this account is technically what I would call a theme account. Again, on Instagram, if you're watching this, it's Ryan.Magin6 on TikTok. I have an Instagram. The Instagram is shitting the bed so bad. Like, just horrible. Like, I can't even believe how bad it's doing on Instagram, which is why I love TikTok. But I forgot what I was saying. What was I saying, Luis? I forgot what I was saying. I just spaced. Sorry.
Sure your account. I got a question here, though.
Yeah.
Underrated tip creators are not implementing.
Underrated tip that creators aren't implementing?
Yeah, what is the most underrated tip? That's Danny J. Pam.
That's a great question, Danny. Underrated tip that creators aren't implementing. I think they're not making videos that showcase their personalities enough. Everybody gets stuck in the niche video, expert video, mastery video realm because they're the easiest for you to do. And inherently, they will make you money. But it only makes you the money until you run out of followers to sell to, and then you have to grow your following. So most people, they do not make enough personality-based content because they're scared, because it's what drives hate, it's what drives engagement, and a lot of people can't handle that. And then I would say a secondary thing that is underrated that creators aren't doing is they're worrying too much about how their videos look. Like, the subtitles used to matter. They don't matter anymore.
Yeah, address that again, because someone says, can you explain why we wouldn't need captions? Still processing that?
Yeah.
Price face?
I know. It's like, first off, I just want to say I love the captions. I love like the style of captions. And again, if anybody's new to watching this, July of 2020, before it was the fucking Hermosi reel, it was my captions. And you can clip that, and like time will prove that. July of 2020, just go back. It's all on my TikTok. But with that said, the reason the captions worked was because nobody was doing them back then. They were brand new. They got attention. Now everybody does them. So to stand out, you have to do the opposite, which is just minimal captions or no captions at all. I follow so many creators that are actually big YouTubers that they just make cool videos on TikTok, and none of them have captions. Like, they don't even they never use hashtags. Their title for their video is like an emoji. Like, they break every marketing rule that everybody wants to shove down your throat and tell you that it's law, that you're not growing because of this, or your hook is this. That's not true. What's true is, like, if you can get on camera and you can talk good, that's all that matters. Like, you have to learn how to talk and speak. And nobody's talking about this because it's hard to learn how to speak good on camera. Like, and the only way to do it is to make 100 shitty videos.
Who were the girls last week you were looking at that had no bio link or no bio?
Oh, was it the people that Kristen showed us?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. London and I want to make sure I get this, but
and also the celebrities that you were roasting in the live last week.
Yeah, like if you look at Kylie Jenner's TikTok, she's using no hashtag. If you look at Addison Rae's TikTok, no hashtags. Look at Charli D'Amelio, all the biggest TikTokers, none of them, if ever, use hashtags. Like, The Rock probably doesn't hashtag. Like, he doesn't need to. He makes good videos. Like, you want to hear from The Rock. And I'm not saying everybody can be The Rock. The Rock, he's a human specimen. He is on steroids. Okay, I don't know why nobody wants to admit that, including himself. Just saying. I had a big video about it. I did a video with my friend Ryan Fisher. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. You never know what I'm going to say on these things. Probably why people show up. I want to make sure I get the name right on this account. And I'm going to pull them up on the stream. Like, they are the perfect example of influencers that they understand building a connection with their following, and they understand getting views. It's London and Riley, I believe. London. Yeah. Oh, London and Olivia. Hang on. I'm sorry. So I'm going to share this. If you're watching this on Instagram, I can't share my screen. I will probably get it linked up to StreamYard by next week or next time I stream. I don't know if I'm streaming next week. Huh?
We're going to get an iPad.
Luis said we're going to get an iPad. So
which one would you get?
Yeah, what iPad should we get, chat? London and Riley. Oh, London and Olivia. I'm sorry. God, I keep saying Riley. Olivia.
This guy asked the question.
So London and Olivia, I'll get to the question in one sec, Trey. London and Olivia have 792.5K followers. Their last video has 181,000 views. It was posted 3 days ago, so they're not even posting every day. Then they had a video prior to that, 186,000. One before that, 2.3 million. 895,000, 327, 735, 500,000, 367, 42. These numbers are shitting all over the people that are telling you how to grow your accounts, myself included. Like, this is who I watch and study, people like this. Actually, shout out to Kristen. She told me to, she loves them. But the point is let's look at their last video that has 2.3 million. Damn, I just played music. I'm gonna non-monetize my stream now. Last stream I played like music because of videos, and I didn't make any money. Let's see. So this one, look at this. Oh, there is some hashtags. It's their own hashtag. Hashtag London and Olivia. They did it hashtag OOTD. And then WLW. So they are using hashtags. I digress. But this video is not. They didn't get 2.3 million views because of the hashtags. Like, their caption is "Sea Island with the love of my wife," and it's two of them dancing. They're a lesbian couple. They look very happy. They got good style. They're both pretty. They have a lot more factors going for them other than they know how to hashtag. So point being, I think some of these people, like, they break all the rules, which is why I think it's hilarious. And that's why I say, if you like, they don't have any. And I know the whole point of this was like, why no subtitles? They don't have subtitles. Like, they don't use them. Who else? Let's see. Does The Rock use subtitles? We could all agree we would want to have views like The Rock. Every video. This one got 12.8 million views. It's an ad for Moana 2. So The Rock has managed to make ads go viral. There's one hashtag Moana 2. Which I can tell you nobody's searching that because they probably don't know that Moana 2 is coming out. But The Rock, that video had one hashtag. Let's look at another one here. 3.2 million. Oh, this was a cool one. He did put subtitles on this one. It was the first one I've ever seen on his account. Then he's got one at 4.5 million. The Rock's camera guy. Like, he used the app to subtitle. And it's not really subtitles. It's just like titles.
If you have a Samoan,
like this one again. There's no hashtags on this. 3.5 million views, no hashtags. Let's see, 1.7 million.
I want to thank you, Rob.
No hashtags. Like, point being, like, if you build a personal brand and people want to know what you have to say, they will do that. All right, moving on. Were there any other questions before I move on? I see somebody here on YouTube say, can a men's fashion business owner make short form video and not share their face on camera? You don't have to show your face on camera. I would just recommend it if you want to make more money. Like, there's just an inherent, if you're not talking, if you're not making a connection face to face, you're going to make less money over time. Like, and that's why, somebody like an Elon Musk can be an Elon Musk, and then like a Tesla account is like a Tesla account. You don't really give a shit about Tesla's account. I mean, maybe you do. I don't know. But I care about Elon, Same with Gary Vee. We all love Gary Vee. Like, I don't really care to follow VaynerMedia. Follow Gary Vee. You will make more money if there's a face to your company. Now, in certain instances, you can't have a face, but, there's still founders or owners of company or CEOs, and then there's company. And the owner should always have a personal brand.
Someone's asking, I have a client who we grew to 25,000 followers in 30 days in the fishing niche. What type of offer do you think would work best for him?
All right, so we're going right to sales. All right, so that's the third part of this.
25K followers in 30 days.
That's pretty solid. Like, that's good.
That's showing good stuff.
I would keep. First off, I honestly, I would just keep growing the following first. I would get that thing to 100K. Get it to 100K, a minimum. And if you're growing 25,000 in a month, you're doing something really right. Like, I would dissect what's working and keep going and do not stop. Like, I would, like, because that's another thing too. You got to understand, the second you start selling, like, you is that Chandler's iPad?
Pineapple? What the hell?
I think she's talking to her little friend. My daughter's in the other room talking to one of her little friends on her iPad. Anyways, So sum this up. The sooner, once you start selling, Gary Vee talks about this, that once you start selling, you start losing trust in your audience. And it's like your audience turns on you. We saw this happen when Hormozi did the big reveal of $100 million leads book. He ended up giving it away for free, which it wasn't for free. He basically sold copies of books in the hat, but point being, you could see all the comments starting to hate him. And he put out tons of content for years. For like 2 years before he sold anything, lots of value, hours of speaking, and the audience still turned on him. So no matter what, you're going to piss people off when you start selling. So know that going in. That's why it doesn't make sense to do it when you're small. You just keep holding off. So a phishing offer, though, most likely, it's on the Instagram, right, Luis?
Yeah, but I don't know if I click if it'll exit.
Yeah, well, I'm going to assume that,
this is mine too.
Yeah, your client is like a charter company. If you just keep growing, his charter company will explode. I would just, he's going to have the Instagram. He shows him catching fish. It's going to be cool. A lot of people are going to want to come fish with him. He could just keep charging more and more to have people come fish with him. And that's like a done for you type of service. Like they want to fish with the owner of the account, in this case, the fishing account. So you can charge a lot of money for the charter. You could probably double the price of the average person that's doing a fishing charter. You see that a lot. Like there's a lot of people that want to film videos with me as opposed to somebody else. There's a lot of people that they can film videos with, but if I want to get on a plane and fly and go film videos with somebody, they're going to pay me more because they like the way that I ask questions, the way that I do stuff. They want to get the attention. So if you have a specialized thing that you're good at, you can just keep charging more for it. Eventually, you could probably sell it to fishing account. I would get my own rod, I get my own reel, I get lures, or I'd partner with somebody. Like whatever you're using in your videos a lot, you should partner with that company and you should basically write your own brand deal. Fishing, that's not really an industry that's fit for, doing, what's the word? I'm doing ebooks and courses and things. Yeah, I guess you could, but I don't think there's a point in that. I would focus on merch, t-shirts, but the heavy stuff, if you use something every day in a video, that should be what you sell. Again, this stream is sponsored by Red Bull, hopefully someday.
It's a good way to phrase it. He's actually here in Tampa, so
dope.
Javier.
Oh, Javier, we're doing a creator night here pretty soon at the studio. It's going to be $20 to attend.
Maybe free.
Maybe free. I haven't decided yet. I just want to get local creators to come out. So let's talk about what to sell.
Actually, before you go there, we got a juicy question.
Yeah.
So defend our people. Why do you work with known scammers? Doesn't that reflect on your personal brand? Question mark.
It's always this. I get these comments all the time. Why do I work with scammers? Well, let's break this down. Scammers do have money. Their credit cards don't fail. But none of the people I work with are scammers. And, this always comes up. I'm assuming he's talking about, I'll just say him, Grant Cardone, Chris Crone, and Nate Barger. 3 clients that have all, not so much Grant. We still, I can't say Grant's a friend, acquaintance. We know each other. He's talked to me. I'm more friends with Jared, his main guy. But I'm friends with Chris and I'm friends with Nate Barger. And anybody, once they start making money and they sell anything on the internet, you become a scam. I'm a scam. That's what the internet says about me. In their videos, I actually get called a scam that people hire me to come ask people questions, which essentially is what I do because they pay us to do their short form content and they pay us to travel out to them and they pay us to come up with engaging content that gets them views. And, I can't help it that when I'm in a video, it gets more views. So, but anyways, I digress. If Grant Cardone was a scammer, he would have been put away in jail a long time ago. Same with Nate, same with Chris. Actually, Nate was in jail for drugs. He sold a lot of drugs. He's probably been in jail more than anybody. He probably was not called a scammer when he was selling drugs, but now that he teaches the Burr method of real estate, he's called a scammer. That's why the internet fascinates me. People on the internet fascinate me. But you take Grant and Chris Crone. I know Chris Crone has a lawsuit, but it's because he was an affiliate for a product. That's not a scam. That means he just endorsed a product, and the people that own the product were the scammers. Maybe. Hypothetically, it's not been proven in court. It's just a lawsuit. And same with Grant. All these people have come after him with lawsuits. there's still people investing money in him. And I would say if anybody was going to come after Grant for ripping off people, I would assume that our trusting government, the SEC, the FTC, the IRS, all these people would have taken Grant down first. So again, most people use their name, call him a scammer, get engagement on their videos, get engagement on their content, and that's the most views and engagement they're ever going to get. It's because they're using their name. And then the thing that pisses me off, though, is that like every time a lawsuit is won in somebody's favor, and they've had like a bash video come out, like they never delete that video. All it does is tarnish their name. So, but again, people who make money on the internet sell products, they sell services, they sell coaching, they sell something, they have to make money. And if you are a service provider, you need to work with people who make fucking money. Like you can work with broke people and then you don't get paid, and then your children go fucking hungry and you don't pay rent and you become homeless. Doesn't sound like a good fucking place to be. So
you're just working for free.
Yeah, you're just working for free. Go be a good Samaritan and work for free. That don't feed your fucking kids' mouths. Like at all. So anyways, I love those comments.
Well, I would say that if they were to hang out for one day with these people.
Yeah. I have not paid for a single thing when myself and Luis, Nate has paid for everything. He's got me cigars. He bought us an espresso machine for our studio. Like Chris Crone takes care of us. Like, and yeah, are they covering it up? Are they just trying to be too nice because they might be considered a scammer? Like, cool, I'll take the Nespresso. Like I don't even drink coffee, but I'll drink one. Like shit's like tastes expensive. It's good. But point being is that they're the nicest people. They bend over backwards. Even when I've been in the room with Grant, like, I think he's doing a tremendous job. Like, look at Sabrina, his daughter's videos. Look at the person she's becoming. Like, he's doing a pretty good job there. Like, so is he a scammer? I doubt it.
Cool, dude.
Anyways.
So Javier, fishing guy, said that they did 3 posts per day, meme, talking head, and trends.
Nice. 3 posts a day is like high volume. Keep going, bro. I would look at what video just did the best, and I would look at it. If all 3 of them are doing good, then I would keep that. But I'm going to guess that 2 of the 3 are doing better than the other. So you can, I would probably kill one and double down on the other and just keep going. But yeah, I mean, if he made a post to say, oh, by the way, I'm in Tampa, Florida, and I offer fishing charters, I bet his calendar would be stacked.
He said, should I do like a fishing community or a Patreon?
I wouldn't do a Patreon. I would build a community. Let me get into what to sell. And
I don't think fishing people are on Patreon.
Yeah, I don't think fishing people are on Patreon. They might be, though. They might listen to podcasts while they're and they might support people. Patreon is I don't think Patreon's a great. I mean, I don't want to say it's not, though, because there's a lot of Patreons that are good. And Patreon is purely crowd support. So it's you're paying $9 a month, and it's purely to support the creator, which is cool. But it's kind of a low tier. You need a mass volume of people to really make that work. You do the math on if you charge $10 a month, which I think the average patron pays $5 a month. I think I saw that stat because I was interested in doing a Patreon for myself. You would need a few thousand people to make that a significant revenue source. And, what I would consider a significant revenue source would be around $30,000 a month. I think that's something that a lot of people should strive for. I strive for that for a very long time. I think your milestones are 10K, then 10K for 2 or 3 months in a row. And then you're going to kind of in that process go to 30 and then 50 and then 75, 100. And then I've gotten over 100, but I'm not at the 200 and 250 yet. That's my new milestone that I'm trying to achieve. And I tell you, I don't know what I'm going to sell to get there. Because what I'm doing now is not going to get me there. So with that said, what to sell? If you have a smaller following or you're still growing, the best thing you can sell is higher ticket offers. Now that's where you get called a scammer, guys. You sell a high ticket product, you're called a scammer, but you need to sell a service of sorts. So this is you can sell a couple things. You can sell services, which is done for you. You can sell coaching, which is done with you. And then you can sell courses, which is just, what's the word for this? Done for you, done with you. Just a course. I would recommend against courses because I think whatever you're going to put in a course, you should do live streams about. Like I could put all this shit in a course, but in a course you wouldn't get my fun humor. Like, so I would cut all that out because you're just there for the course. But anyways, so I'm going to say you need to offer something from 1K to 5K per month. Okay. Or you offer something that's like a multiple month, but a $10,000 or so package. So it could be 90 days for 10K or something of that nature. 10K for 90 days. Now, what this is, and it's going to vary. So take your first milestone being 10K a month. Like if you're selling something that costs 5K, you only need to sell 2 of them to get to 10K a month. And then to move on to 30, you need to sell 6. All right, 6 times 5, or 5. 5 is 6. Now 5, in my case, video services are at 5 clients. Now you need people to do this. And I think that you should, your first like 10K, 15K a month is a grind. Like you're going to be doing it all. You can't really afford to hire anybody. And I would encourage you to keep stacking the profits and saving them so you can make better decisions later. So an example of something to sell for 1K a month would be like, I've been a fan of carousels on Instagram. You could sell 30 carousels for a month for 1K. Or you could sell 30, just Instagram pictures, like actual photos for 500 or 1K. Like if you get into video services, you're going to immediately, you're going to be limited to how much you can edit, but ultimately, like an example of the guy with the fishing channel, you could build a media company for other fishing channels and you could help them grow. So it's like ultimately, once you get to a certain point, like this is what happened with me. I got to a certain point with my videos that other people wanted my videos and they wanted my help growing their accounts. So I started selling short form content services. And then I walked my prices up. I started at $750 a month. Then I went to $1,500 a month. Then I went to $3,000 a month, then $6 a month, and now I'm at $10 a month. This to go from $750 to $10,000 a month was 2 years of getting better at my craft, working with more people, getting more case studies, and to the point now where I don't have to sell anything at all. I have word of mouth in my favor. Eventually, word of mouth has gotten me to $100,000 a month. It probably is going to take more than that to get me to 200,000 if I decide to go there. So with that said, you got to get clear on what you're offering. For $750 a month, if I had a fishing channel that was doing well, I would offer just consulting on how to grow a fishing channel. You can charge 1K for an hour. You do 10 of those a month, you just made 10K. 10 divided by you do 2, what is that? You basically were doing 3 phone calls for 1 hour a week. 3, 6, 9, 12. That's $12,000 a month right there. And if you start having a following of like 100K, 150K, 200K, people want to pay you to learn what you're doing. So it's like ultimately, I guess the concept is like the more you grow, unless you're a hyper specific, like you're a fitness coach. But look, most fitness coaches also have like kind of a path. And I've been in this game a long time to see it. It's like they sell fitness coaches or fitness courses and coaching services to help you get in shape. And then they get that to like 30K a month. And then they switch and they become fitness business coaches. And then they go from 30K to 100, 150K, $200,000 a month, teaching you how to do what they did. And you're seeing that happen right now in the short form content agency world. So and I'm going to say these kids, like these younger dudes are having a 30K month once. And now they're teaching you how to have a 30K. I even saw one guy teaching you how to have your first 10K month. Like the math on how to make 10K a month from a video agency is very easy. 2 clients, 5K. 3 clients, 3K. Like I don't see why that's hard. But you got to determine what you're going to charge and what you're going to offer. But ultimately, I think the move is becoming some sort of media company for a specific industry and helping them start with consulting, find out what people want, and then package that up and do it for them. It could be, in the case of the fishing, I love the fishing example because it's so obscure. It could be a 1-hour coaching call for,
Fishing industry is huge.
Yeah, the fishing industry is huge. My friend Danny loves fishing. He invites me out every week. I tell him no. I don't like fishing. I like boats. I just don't like fishing. But anyways, do a bunch of coaching calls, charge $500, $1,000 over and over again, learn what they want, and then you offer it to them. Do they want pictures? Do they want help filming? Do they want SOPs? You find out what they need and then you sell it to them. And this is like getting paid to build your following while at the same time, building a media service. And I say media service because it might be video, it might be pictures, it might be email, it might be building them a Patreon. Like the term growth operator is popular right now, but a growth operator, basically all that is just like you're just helping somebody grow a business and you're taking a percentage. Like it's got a cool name. Like a growth operator, specifically right now, a growth operator is somebody who uses school or helps a creator build a school group. Newsflash though, you're not going to get 40% of the creator's revenue. Like you may get that from one creator, you can swindle him to give you that, but eventually he will fire you. Like, doing this, you can spend like 10%, 15%, maybe even 20%. Like that's still asking a lot, but you do that for a few people, you take 20% of their business, you get one of them that makes $100K a month. Now you're making 20 from that one. You're making 5 or 10 from another. Boom. Now you're rich. So, ultimately, but that takes a lot of employees and people. So like you have to figure out what to sell. And once you have a big following, then you can maybe you can introduce courses and coaching services. But I think you need to get to a following first. The fastest way to do it is to sell shit from 1 to 5K. So boom. My arm is getting tired there. I didn't work out today because I knew I'd be holding that board. Oh, all right. Was that let me know was that helpful for people?
Someone says Ryan is king.
Arden, what up, Arden? Oh, I gotta text Kristen back really quick.
Who's Kristen?
Kristen is technically my fiance, but we started calling each other husband and wife, because I don't know because I'm married. Like, I've been with her forever. Like, I just don't like the government be involved in my shit. But
Javier says super valuable.
Thank
3
you.
exclamation marks. That means he likes it.
3 exclamation marks. Oh, let me text Kristen back now. She's probably worried.
Says, yeah, hi, yes.
Who does?
Ellie's friend, right?
Ellie's friend, yeah.
Oh, what up, Christina?
It's, Fusion
I'm still streaming. Shan is talking to her friend.
Sway's here.
What up, Sway? So I just take a little breather there. I feel like I just breathed fire from my mouth for a long time.
The Russian homie said he was going to be here too.
Did he make it? I don't know. Tiff and Gabe on YouTube said, hello, what are your thoughts on building a brand for your agency without showing your face because you work a full-time job? You can do the faces accounts. Like in those cases, I would say like I would do lots of B-roll where at least it's showing you and you're talking over it. You just got to put a face. It's that people want to latch on to somebody. Like they want to pay a person, not a company.
Andres Diaz says, met you at WealthCon back in 2022. Been following you since. Always appreciate the content and the advice.
Dope. Thank you. Muscle arms.
Yeah.
Jay, I might need a second Red Bull.
I got you, brother. You got 4 of them.
I don't know if I want to drink a 4-pack.
You probably don't.
Well, when I get done with this, I'm just going to go home and smoke a cigar on my porch.
Well, then you probably do.
And that's iced tea. Chick-fil-A, if you guys saw my iced tea video, it's the number 2 iced tea.
Well, why do you think so many people don't want to show their face?
Showing your face on camera is scary, man.
Is it?
Well, I don't think showing your face on camera is scary, but to most people, I think it is scary. It's not a natural thing to do to just talk to a camera. Like, and if you have no experience with it, you don't really know what to say. Like, you gotta really work on your voice. Like, like you have to have tonality and conviction, and you have to raise your voice to have points, and you got to lower your voice, because there's like an art to keeping somebody's attention while you're talking. And for the video editors that watch this, 'cause I know a lot of video editors watch my stuff, you need to, this is what you emphasize in the editing, but the better the speaker is, the easier it is for you to edit.
How do you practice that?
Man, I watch a lot of comedy, and you just, like I said, make 100 shitty videos.
How did you make 100 shitty videos?
How did I make 100 videos? Well, I started making videos.
The answer should be I'm still making it.
Yeah. Arguably, I might make one good video a week and the other like 25 are shitty.
Okay, so this one Abdal said, should video editor make their own shots or show their editing skills? Question mark.
No. If you're a video editor, you should not make videos showing how to video edit because the only people that watch those are other video editors. And other video editors are not going to pay you any money. No offense to video editors, but you guys are cheap. Like video editors don't even pay for Premiere Pro. They get hacked versions. The first thing is like somebody finds out they need to edit videos. They go, what's the cheapest software I can buy? Literally, they ask that. Like Adobe Creative Suite is $32 a month, I think. Maybe it's $49 now. I don't know. Probably inflation. Editing softwares have gone up. But I could rant on that. But if you're making videos on like how you're making your videos, the only people watching those are other people that make videos. So your customers, the people that are going to buy from you or get your services, aren't seeing your videos. That's where it falls into like the mastery and the expertise. If you're a video editor, you need to make videos that get views and attention on yourself because that's what the people want. People want attention and money. Like if I'm a business owner, and I mean, there are two types of business owners. I tend to work with the people that just want a lot of attention. They have the money, they have the monetary aspects kind of ironed out in their business. And then there's the other side of the coin, which is like your local businesses. Like I love cycling, like there's a local bike shop. When I went in there to get my bike fixed because it got fucked up in the hurricane at my house, like the younger guy was talking to me about how to grow the bike shop's following. He can't afford to pay me $10,000 a month. And, he might be, a better option for you to come in at a lower tier, but take a percentage of revenue over a certain amount. Like, you have to kind of look at the person that you're working with. And it's like, if you charge $5,000 to a bike shop, they might have it for 2 months. And if they haven't made $10,000, then they're probably going to fire you.
There's a gentleman.
Hope that made sense.
Said, hi, Ryan. How are you? I'm a freelancer and professional video editor. I'm top rated on Upwork.
Nice.
So how can I grow my business? My future plan, I start my own agency. Some tips and give me client. Just kidding.
Tips and give you clients. I mean, you probably get fired quickly because 90% of dealing with my clients is dealing with the actual clients, and it's not about the editing. But to answer your question, like, congrats on being a top on Upwork. Upwork is great. Upwork, Fiverr. Like, if you're a freelancer and you're not on there, like, that's just consistent work. You don't have to sell. Like, you put a good page together, which it sounds like, this dude has. Like, but again, it comes down to what I've been talking about since the beginning. You got to build a personal brand. You got to step out of the light of being a video editor and become like, I'm not a video editor. I'm Ryan Magin. I don't edit videos. I help people get attention and views. Like, that's what I do. I don't edit videos. My editing skills are fucking terrible. I mean, in some cases, they're good. They're better than most. But comparatively, a lot of you guys watching the stream make incredible videos. I get sent videos all the time that I'm like, yo, the editing on this is incredible. But I got to quote Luis. I don't give him enough credit. I just tend to take things that he says. Like, video editors are overskilled. And they're overskilled and under. We just said it at lunch today. You got to remember this. Like, you said it to me. I was like, I want to steal that, but it's really good. Did I write it down?
Yeah, it was overskilled.
Video editors are overskilled right now. They're doing too much editing. Like,
they're not willing to like go down to what the market wants.
Yeah, the market doesn't want fancier edits. Like, the market wants, again, I think the market is split right now. You have people that want attention and you have people that want revenue. Because the people that want attention, those are your massive personal brands. Those are a lot of the people that I work with. Like, they want mass attention because they don't need to make the money immediately, and they already have the money systems in place to make money fast. For them, it's just reach people, and then that converts. Reach more people, converts. More people convert. It's like ads to them. Then you have like the other side of the spectrum, which is the smaller businesses, the local businesses, the personal brands of people that are maybe making between 20 to 50K a month. because I've seen a pretty, hard line. Like people that buy my $6,000 package tend to be making between $30,000 to $50,000 a month. People that buy the $10,000 a month package are all well over $100,000 a month and beyond. Like, so you have to define who you're working with, and you have to tailor your message properly to those different people. Like if you're talking to a Grant Cardone, he doesn't care about the money because he's already got that figured out. He's got a sales team. He's got all this shit. Like, so he wants more attention. And that's how I got to work with him, And then you have the other spectrum where it's like maybe you have somebody that's getting decent attention, but they don't know how to work with the attention that they're getting. They're not making enough money. So if you take over their content and on the back end, you put in some monetary systems in place for them, that might be helping them grow an email list, helping them get a closer, a setter. Like you can attach to the revenue as well. Like I've never had that option with the bigger clients of attaching to the backside revenue because they were already super well defined. So I just charge more on the front end. I hope that answers your question. But you got to build a brand. The only reason people are going to work with you is if they see you, they see your face, they're reminded of you. And that's the problem. Most video editors, they don't make videos with them in it.
This gentleman said the Red Bull got my attention.
Yeah.
Andres. And then he also followed up and asked, what's the best place to get a video editor?
The best place to get a video editor?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, shit, there's probably 27 in your DMs. Like, but Upwork and Fiverr are great. Like, there's a dude on the stream, if he's still listening on Instagram, like he's, like I think Upwork you find a little, I don't want to offend Fiverr video editors, like, but I think Upwork is like, I think the people that are doing well on Upwork, you're going to pay more, but they're more reliable. I think that they're a better video editor. And then on Fiverr, you might have to sift through a few of them before you find a good one. But you want to kind of vet them and see who does a good job, and then you want to offer them a full-time job. That's what.
He's an insurance broker, just for context.
No, insurance broker, yeah. Like I would start with Upwork or locally. Like that's the thing, man. Most of you guys don't need a video editor. You just need somebody to hold a camera at you. Like, and you got to get good at like just taking that footage and transferring it to the internet. Like, and that's where it comes in. That's why like the better you speak, the easier you are to clip. There's no editing involved if I say something perfect. If I say a hook, if I have good context, if I share a story, if it flows start to finish, it's going to do good. And another thing is most everybody's long-winded. You got to speak in less than a minute. Like the faster you talk, the more you condense your speech, the easier it is to edit. You don't need to edit. Like I can get 10 videos out in a day if I don't have to edit them, if I just speak in 1 minute. So, and if you guys want to do that, just focus on the front, focus on the hook and what you're saying after. Take a moment to formulate what it is you're going to say before you say it.
So Nick Howell Rocks said, any general advice for what a musician growing their brand should sell?
Music. Musicians, like, again, are you trying to grow a following so you pack a stadium? Then you're just selling your free music on the internet. You're just trying to grow a following. It means you're going to be broke for a long time. And then hopefully you sell at Madison Square Garden. There are a lot of people that sell, you can sell royalty-free music. Like Epidemic Sound, like you can put your music on there and people, they pay you for it. You can do that, but if that's going to take away from you growing your following, then I wouldn't recommend that.
Mike Del Futuro says, why happens sometimes that big filling accounts get few people in lives? Oh, like this case. Oh, so he's asking why we don't have that many people in our lives.
How many are on Instagram?
7.
Yeah, well, I could give a shit less about how many are here.
Humble question, he said.
Yeah, it's not about the live. It's about the clips. It's about what comes from this. This is market research for me. I'm learning about the audience. Like, I only need to talk to a couple people to learn, like, what questions were asked to me tonight. Like, faceless videos. Like, 3 or 4 different people tonight have asked me about faceless videos. I should make videos about, making faceless videos, or why you should or shouldn't, because those are probably going to get views because it's a question that a lot of people have. Like this is just data for me. And also on YouTube, this is watch time. This stream, once I stop going live and we upload it to my channel, if I title it good enough, it's probably going to get around 1,000 views. That's 1,000 people watching a 2 or 3 hour long stream for me. And that's 3 hours. Then this stream is going to get taken down and hopefully get clips. Like I'm in the process of getting people in place to do that because most of my core team is working on my client stuff. But, you know, I've said a lot of good shit tonight. I said a lot of, I think I always say good stuff, but.
Do you want to give the life insurance guy some advice on his social media?
What do you want me to like look at it? Or not particularly because I can't do that for Instagram and YouTube.
That's right, you can. So question for me.
But I don't know. But yeah, I guess it's like, I mean, even like you got to look for scale too. I mean, I do like, if you look at Brandon Carter's account, he has over 1 million on YouTube and there's roughly 200 to 300 consistently live when he goes live, you know, and then those videos go on to get tens of thousands. Jen, you want to come stay with me? Yeah, come over. My daughter, watch the cords, okay? Be careful, be careful. All right. This is my daughter. The camera's right there. So we're talking to 2 cameras right now. Like, that's Instagram and that's YouTube. Were you talking to your friend?
Yeah,
You were loud.
I was.
Oh, we heard you.
Oh,
Like, do you, well, we got a question. Let me answer this. What's that?
Put the mic more in the middle.
Okay.
For both of you.
Yeah. So I got a question from Josiah Santiago. He says, "Hey Ryan, do you do any funnel building for your clients?" No, I do not. We only focus on short form content for our clients. I like to stay in my lane. I would not. Is that comfortable?
yeah,
All right, sit up tall.
very.
Sit up tall. I don't recommend you do that. Like, you need to get good at one vertical. For me, what do you sit normal?
It feels.
No, stop. This is. Sorry, I'm having to be a dad. Be a lady.
Okay.
There's a lot of people that are going to see this, thousands, potentially millions. Because if I put you in my videos, I might get more views.
Oh.
Because you're a cute kiddo.
Oh.
But anyways, Josiah said, "Do you do any funny building?" No, we do not. We strictly focus on short form content. I do believe in being very streamlined and niche in my services, and I want to be the best in the world at that. You know? And when you start diluting your services, they just tend to get less and less effective.
Diva just joined.
Nima did. What up, Nima? I was just talking about B.
I asked him for advice when I first started like a year ago.
So what'd you do at summer camp today?
I painted all of my pottery.
You painted all your pottery?
Yeah.
And do you think you liked your pottery?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. What let's see. How do you make friends?
I tell them my name and say hi.
You tell them your name and say hi?
Yeah.
What if they're shy? Do you
I-
compliment them?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do I always tell you to compliment them?
Yeah.
What do I always tell you to compliment if you want to make friends?
Like their clothes or their shoes.
Perfect.
How does that look like?
Yeah. So can you introduce yourself to me?
What do you mean?
So pretend you don't know who I am.
Hi, my name is Chandler.
Yeah.
I like your shirt.
Oh, what do you like about it?
It's pretty.
Oh, thank you. I think if more adults interacted like that, it'd be a lot easier for them to make friends.
The shirt is proven.
The shirt is pretty. Shirt and shoes. You just compliment shirts and shoes. I promise.
Safe compliment. Too.
It's a safe compliment. I like your shirt. I like your shoes. Good job. Fist bump.
Ooh.
How do you
What-
compliment shoes? What does that look like?
Yeah,
What?
can you compliment my shoes?
I like your shoes.
What do you like about them?
They're pretty and white.
Pretty and white. What brand are they?
Nike.
Yeah. Do you have a pair of Nikes?
Yeah.
Yeah. How many pairs of Nikes do you have? 5 pairs of Nikes?
Yeah.
I think you do have 5 pairs of Nikes.
Maybe 6.
Yeah. You have. Well, you have.
Don't fit me.
They might not.
They're too small.
You've gotten it. Well, your little feet are growing. You've gotten more into Converse lately. High top Converse.
Yeah.
And this is week 2, and I still haven't taught her how to tie her shoes yet. I really got to get on that. This is like the day 1 of being a 41-year-old entrepreneur who makes $100,000 a month. I have not taught my kid how to tie her shoes yet. Like, because I don't even tie my shoes.
Yeah.
I don't tie my shoes.
Yeah, he like puts them out right here.
Yeah. See, I've never tied my shoes. They're just laced through, so they look cool. Tying your shoes makes them look weird. But Josiah said, so you'll focus on virality, but what if your client just doesn't have that it factor like Brandon? Well, so I don't take on clients unless they have that it factor. But I understand that I can pick and choose who I work with based on my reputation and kind of what we've accomplished. But you have to vet your clients. Like at first, you're probably going to say yes to anybody because let's face it, if you have a kid like this one, you got to pay the bills. You got to make money. So you're probably going to go through a lot of clients that might not be the best, but eventually you get to a point where you're like, if the person doesn't have the it factor, you don't work with them. Or if you know they don't have the it factor, then I wouldn't sell them virality, or I would sell them more, let's make content that converts, let's help you monetize your audience. You have to kind of take a different path. Ultimately, you're still making videos for them, but it's just you're tailoring your pitch. And then you're like, we're going to help you grow. I'm going to coach you on this. And that's how you kind of finagle that.
You want to talk about your super dad story? Athlete at Clay Camp.
Oh, so my super dad story for this week is, so what did we do? What did we do on Sunday? We went to the mall, right?
Yeah, we went to the mall.
And we got you.
You and Daddy and Mommy went to the mall and they got me new Athleta clothes.
Yeah, got our whole Athleta outfit, which was about $65 for the shirt and the short. And you loved it, right?
Yes.
You love Athleta.
Yeah.
Is that your favorite brand right now?
Yeah.
Athleta's our favorite brand. So
And
she's
art class.
Art class from Target. Keep your legs up. Stop moving. You. I wish I had the energy. It's like 9:40. But anyway, so we bought her an Athleta outfit, and then when she went summer camp on Monday, and it was a Taylor Swift camp and Clay camp. Clay camp's in the afternoon. Taylor Swift is in the morning. Clay camp, she had a brand new outfit on. I pick her up at 5. And what was all over the front of your clothes? Clay. And the teacher said it washes right out.
But it didn't.
It did not wash right out. So basically it ruined the whole outfit. Mainly the shirt, because the shirt was cotton, but the shorts were like that nylon material, so I was able to wash those. But I ended up, because she really loved that shirt, I ended up having to buy her another one. I ordered it and we did. But I just don't understand why. One, they didn't have smocks. Why didn't they have smocks?
Well, they did have smocks, but we didn't know because they were in a drawer.
They were in a drawer. So the teacher slacked on that. And I bet that she wasn't the only one that ruined her shirt that day, were you?
I was not, like 5 other people.
Yeah. And the camp's expensive. So now they're forcing you to buy outfits too. So what I did was we went to Walmart last night.
And we bought $5 clothes, and this is one of them.
Yeah. And then we bought a bunch of shirts and shorts for $5 so that if they mess up, it's not as bad as it's like that.
And they're cute.
So they can get messed up, and it's not like losing $50 on Athleta. But anyways, do we have any more last minute questions? And I will wrap this. Oh, you got one from Josiah. Appreciate you, Josiah. I believe it's Josiah. Do you write any scripts at all for the clients, or you just hit them with the questions and let them flow? Brandon's SFC seems to follow a structure. There is somewhat of a structure for some of the clients, but for the most part, we come with topics. We don't script. I never force anybody to say anything they don't want to say. I don't believe in that. If you have to literally teleprompter your clients, I don't think they're good clients, and you should they don't know enough about their subject, but you do have to have the capacity to keep them on track, kind of bullet point their thoughts maybe for them. You can do this. You can. She's 8. You can do this by just giving them bullet points or helping them formulate their thoughts after they say a line, say, oh, can you say this? Can you do this? But that's what we do for all of our clients. Take that from me. You're like stressing me out with a marker. But was there any more Instagram questions? If not, I think this will wrap up. If you're just catching the stream now, go back and watch the replay. I'll have the intro cut off, and it'll be nice in the next 24 hours. If you're not, is anyone on IG? Nope. If you're not, follow me on Instagram, follow me on TikTok, and I hope to be back next week with another stream. Peace. Say bye.
more.
Say bye.
Bye.